all probably bored out of our gourds, I could go over some screenshots with you guys, and it'll give us something to do until the servers come back up. Um, I'll just jump right into it because it's just one of those days. With the server down, it's a rainy day. The only good thing is my cat's still alive, and I have lots of coffee. So we'll do this, get started. Don't care if anyone's watching it because I know a lot of you watch it later. So this is spotted minks, and what I love about this is yet again a toilet, because toilets are fun. But also they've got the 3 seashells, which as I mentioned, I think is a nod to Demolition Man and the 3 seashells in the bathroom, and I think that's really clever. I love when people do that, when they leave that kind of thing going on. Next we have Remember 1409 is the name. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm fairly sure I don't want any part of it. So you could use this as a sort of Halloween, or heck, Valentine's Day, depending on what you're into, inspiration. These are newer screenshots that I'm showing you, like in the last couple weeks, because once I look at them with you, I'm going to file them away in my filing system because I'm insane. This is Moudi, M-O-U-D-I, and they did sort of a funeral. Oddly enough, I don't think I've seen a funeral before. Tithis has a lot of roles in this game. Have you ever noticed? The banker. Dead body even in there. You know, I guess you could go with a funeral for Halloween. If that's, you know, this is probably a little tame for Halloween. But what do you know, whatever. This is Jahoel. I'm going to slaughter the name, but Jahoel. This is actually an apartment. This is the Rosie Lion, believe it or not. And they completely redid it with machinery from Clockwork, making it look like, and you actually, you can't see it, but you can actually go up to where that switch is, so there's like a second portion to the room. So it's actually not as bare as it looks. Let me see. It's just really cool that someone can turn it entirely into something else, you know? This is Gwyn Tiger, and I took this picture because of a couple of reasons. First of all, check out the tree. A very simple kind of style using those lights, and a starfish, like I pointed out the other day, is a great topper for a Christmas tree or a new life tree. This is somebody made from scratch their own fireplace. I'm not really good at identifying where these things come from. So if you know, tell me. The mantelpiece hanging here, the red iron mantelpiece, it's going to drive me nuts because it needs to go to the left a little bit. Left on my screen. I don't know what it is on your screen. It's annoying me because it's out of alignment. But the best part of this is they put an apple on the horn plaque, so it looks like Rudolph, which is not only very festive, it's also really sick, because that means Rudolph was murdered and put up there. So, yeah. Oh, I realized my messy closet is open. Hold on. No previews of messy closets for you. Better than a naked husband, which I threaten you guys with. But yeah, that's my closet that I haven't really gone through and sorted yet. It was all my business clothes from when I was a lawyer every day instead of sort of retired and now a researcher. So on we go. This is Greekvamp, who, gosh, I can't talk enough about Greekvamp. But this is just a Christmas tree that they put together, a new life tree. And it's a type I hadn't seen anyone do before, so I took a picture of it. They also have a dog laying down. I suppose it's supposed to look like, hear you were thinking no death was going to be on this stream, Bolox. Hi, nice to see you. I don't know that the dog is dead, but it looks it, doesn't it? Rudolph is dead, for sure. Poor Rudolph. What sicko kills Rudolph? But I also really like the idea, and I kind of want to steal it. But I might do it on a live mount instead of instead of putting it on a wall plaque. But I mean, the wall plaque's almost more appropriate for Halloween. You know? Anyway, this is, oh God, I can't even read these names. Moen. I was visiting a bunch of houses, both on EU, and so I don't know if this is EU. No, this is NA. This is a Forsaken, and excuse things falling. I think I just really liked what they did with the table, and the fireplace in back is custom. So they did a really good job here. Also, great use of free chairs. Whenever you can fit those chairs in, I think is a good idea. The pic on your stream thumbnail looked like a bathroom. Yes! I'll show it to you. It's this one. And I always love these because they are like nods to Demolition Man. I don't know if you ever saw the movie, but I see a lot of bathrooms like this. People really do that send up to Demolition Man. So I actually took this picture and sent it to my ex-husband because it's one of his favorite films, and he just lost it. And he's like, was that on purpose? I'm like, yeah, I think that was on purpose. And I love it. How did I not write down who? Oh, Kara Mori's house. I've never seen anyone do this. These are Crown Store only. These fencing pieces right here. And we also have, like, I love the use of the wedding trellises to block off and give you a little privacy. But, you know, don't forget, you can always build more walls if you want. You know, if you want a little bit, break things off, section things off a little bit. It's a good way of dealing with it. I want to read something to you that's important from Gina Bruno. This morning we've run into several issues during maintenance when deploying the build and are still working through getting everything resolved. We want to give you a heads up that maintenance will be extended, and we'll let you know when we have a better idea of timing. Thanks for your ongoing patience. So we're screwed. Let's keep looking at pictures then, because pictures are better. This is a sauna by Kara Mori also. Handmade, obviously. Now, I should tell you, these are, what I think this fire is actually the Dark Elf coals with a grate over them. But the Dark Elf coals, you can get one of two ways. You can spend a fortune on them on the trader, or you could, oh, you know what I just noticed is I got a bunch of follows that I didn't think. So, Ambril the Chosen, Chrysea, Blood-Eye ESO, Greekvamp, RAs83, Koshcam, and Geek Me Out. Thank you all for following. It means the world to me. It feels so nice to have you guys follow. But the second way to get this coals thing is by Kragenholm. It comes with it. And Kragenholm is actually cheaper than buying those coals. So what you could do if you wanted to and didn't care about the coals is buy Kragenholm, sell the coals, and you get all your money back plus a profit. The other thing you can do is just spend like 100K on a trader and get that coals, but they're not available in other ways. So there you go. Someone put steam in here. I don't know. I don't recall if this was made with incense or if this is like the witches thing. So yeah, this is a sauna, and I thought it was very clever. Now, I know you guys have probably seen these blue shutters around. Those are Crown only. Demolition Man is up there with the Fifth Element for me, which is saying a lot. You must be my age, because that was one of my favorite movies too, Fifth Element. I'm 42. Those films were great. Anyway. There's also a really great opera scene in Fifth Element. And what's interesting about it is the first half is Lucia di Lammermoor. It's an actual opera she does. And then all of a sudden she breaks into this weird, like, synthesizer thing. The Fifth Element is better than Demolition, fight me. I can't. I agree with you. I agree with you, Sal. Um, so yeah, that's an actual opera that blue lady is singing, and she's an actual opera star. And then halfway through, it changes into this weird opera um, synthesizer. I swear it has to be like, what's they call it when they fake the voices on a tuner, like auto tune. I swear it's got to be auto tune because it's got that really robotic-y noise. When they wrote that opera, they didn't expect her to be able to sing as much of it as she did. You know, that's funny because when that movie came out, I actually sing opera. Well, I used to sing more of it than I do now. I don't have any opportunities to sing now. But I was going to lessons like every week, and I brought that portion in from the soundtrack and played it for my teacher, and she actually was saying that it sounded like a lot of it was actually her hitting those notes and doing it. She actually was just as impressed by the first part as by the second part as she was by the first part. And I really wanted to learn how to sing Lucia di Lammermoor, and because I was a coloratura soprano, I could have, but life took turns, and I ended up in law instead of an opera. But you know, life takes unexpected turns all the time. Who knows? Maybe it's better for me that I didn't end up in opera. This is Daylith's home. I'm sure she sang it all and they edited it for the crazy parts to make it more alien for the character. I bet you're right, Fozaman. A preview of what? A preview of this house? Um, I don't know what you mean. But this is Dayleth's house, and this is, I don't remember what house this is. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, this is Pariah's, I think. Oh, I'm not going to sing for you folks. You crazy? I'm so out of practice. I haven't sang in, unfortunately, other than in the shower for like over a decade. I mean, the problem is when I moved out here to Wisconsin in Madison, I was looking for a place to sing. I was looking for choirs, but they're all either religious, which I'm not really into, or like, or they're more modern choirs. They do like more modern singing than I prefer. I like traditional choral music. Um, I thought about joining plays, but I mean, I don't do well with anxiety, and I would have such anxiety. Madison is so beautiful. I didn't know you sang, Sal. Oh my goodness, how did I not know that about you? We should have sung together. Um, Madison is beautiful. Right now it's stunning because no, right now it's raining and disgusting, but typically it's beautiful because what what's happening is we're going through the autumn color. We're at the peak. I think we're at the peak of our color. Um, and there's in Madison there's a lot of ash trees. Ash trees turn this multicolor thing, and it's beautiful. I sang in choir in high school and was in a chamber choir in SUNY Stony Brook. I didn't know that, Sal. All I remember is Jared telling me that you didn't go to class in Stony Brook, but I didn't know you were in choir. Back then, I did sing. We should have sung together. This is Dulcima. What Dulcima did here is, in Quantum Indrilia, is build around the Dwarven Fountain that's not very pretty. I'm going to intersperse, like, just chat with talking about houses because otherwise a lot of people are, who are watching for houses are going to get to be like, I don't care you sung opera, lady. Knock it off. So, okay. Have all your ash died yet in Ohio? They weren't, but with this rainstorm, I think they're all gone. My ash outside is yeah, it's nearly bare. What a shame. They're the most beautiful. You pretty much live in Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil's beautiful, but it takes forever to drive across it. And I don't like getting killed. so I probably don't belong in Cyrodiil. Um, the thing about this is it's such an austere looking fountain, and they put so many flowers around it, green and red, again, that color scheme I really like. So I think it looks really good. Okay, now J Hart said I'm on crack. J Hart Ellis, he's another streamer. He's a streamer who does housing and making money tips, and you should follow him if you don't, J Hart Ellis. But he's also my friend, and I was previewing houses for him. We had a monster contest, and we all did build a monster. And when this server goes up, which I'm keeping an eye on for you folks, when the server goes up, what I can do is I can take you all to see my monster and maybe some other good monsters. But I previewed them all, and then I sent him a message and said to him, a lot of these are anus monsters. And he had no idea what I'm talking about. That's because a lot of them used that red, this red trophy plant as a face. Tell me that doesn't look like an anus. That's an anus monster. So I don't know what he was. I've heard people say it looks like the other end, but I think it looks like an anus, and I'm not afraid to say it. But he didn't see it, and he thought I was being dirty, and I wasn't being dirty. It's just the way it is. Also, Dosoma, this is in their Earth Tear. I've seen stream two of his. Yeah, very helpful people. Not a fan of people flipping, which I told him. You know, we all make money in our own way. I'm a flipper too, but that's not all I do. You know, I do a lot of selling of mats from things that I gather, things like that. You know, it's furnishings that either I make or I've bought from the vendor, the Lux vendor. You know, things like that. So, I mean, it's not all I do, but it is the bulk of what I do because, I mean, it's the best way to make money. And frankly, if you're in housing, it costs so much that you need to find a way to make money. It's arbitrage. I mean, that it's in real life, it's arbitrage. And it's actually one of my favorite things about the game. And unfortunately, I was given a heads up that Zoss is actually talking about turning off the API completely for add-ons in ESO. So we're talking no more Master Merchant, no more ATT. None of those programs would work anymore. So you won't have an idea of what things are going for anymore. If they do that, I'm out. Sorry. But if they turn off the API for us, I'm not saying. They've ruined the biggest portion of the game for me, which is sales. This is actually my second portion of the game. My second favorite. This is Obscure 7. I showed this the other day, but look at this picture. Isn't that amazing? Somehow, no more Miats. Sweet, people are going to die so much. Isn't Miats, Miats is does that go off the API? I thought that was just, I don't know. I actually don't know anything about the PvP add-ons. PvP warning. I wonder if they go through the API. I guess they would have to, right? Maybe they should. I don't know. But yeah, their performance is so bad that they're talking about turning it off completely, and it's disgusting. Fix your damn code. What I was told was that their code, and this is from somebody who met with them, so this isn't me making this up. I don't want to name names, but it's someone who met with them and recently said that the problem is that the database for all of the things selling and pretty much everything that API asks for is not in SQL, so which is a language. It's just in a giant database with no SQL, and it takes it a while to look anything up. So it's slowing down the system every time they try to, anytime anyone tries to use it. So, you know, my thought is change it to SQL, invest in SQL so that we can have these databases. But they're thinking, oh, instead of fixing it, why don't we turn it off? And They're going to lose a lot of players if they do that, because they underestimate how many people enjoy trading, and they underestimate the use of add-ons and how they make our lives so much better. Some of them would work, others wouldn't. So yeah, I loved this. I don't know how he did it, because I don't think that these papers have collision. So how, but you can walk on this. I did in a previous stream. So I don't know how they did it. So you might want to go check it out. It's his Ebonheart Chateau, and see if you can figure out. I think I see little things under the paper. They might be those pipes. I'm not sure. But however they did it, they made it look like a paper path, and it's really cool. Those things do not normally have collision. This is Dark Rapture 1313, and I'm trying to keep y'all busy while we're waiting for things to go up. Many server requests do mini-map. In particular, it would clear up so much lag killing API. I'm sorry, but I'm very pro add-on. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking they are, Swankery. Little clockwork gears. When I looked at it, they either look like the little clockwork or the little dwarven gear thingies. So that's clever as hell. I never would have thought to do that. But this is Dark Rapture 1313, and they used Mara and some of the wedding flowers, and I just thought that this was a really beautiful use. This is Strident, I think. This is a really beautiful use. I'm not always a fan of just sticking wedding flowers anywhere. You couldn't play it, so now without add-ons. Agreed, Swankery. That's what I was saying. I'm out. If they get rid of MM, if they get rid of TTC, if they get rid of any of the ones that I desperately rely on, I'm out. You know, I'm done. Sorry, Zos, but you can't just turn off all the things that people want to do because you're lazy. You can't take every AoE out of the game because your performance can't handle it. Hire a few more workers and make it full time. That's what they do. And I have no shame about that. They improved the crafting dramatically. Do you think they would deny people availability to stuff? Yes. I mean, improving the crafting is easier. You just change some numbers of drop rates, and you change numbers of, other things. But when we're talking about rebuilding the entire database of all the guild information, which isn't just sales, but they actually have all the guild finder, all of the guild names and everybody in it, and anything you pull up on when you hit G, all of that is contained in the same database. And so anytime anyone uses Guild Finder, anytime anybody uses MM, anytime anyone uses, looks at the roster, it screws the computer. And that's why on EU, when the trader thing went down, and they had that blow up on EU where the traders all went wonky, that wasn't all that went. Also, the guild, you couldn't see who was in your guild. You couldn't communicate with people in your guild. There was all sorts of stuff that went wrong, and it was all because they were jerks. Okay, updating you guys. 2 p.m. Eastern is the new time that they are stating for uptime. So we're screwed for a good long time. Sorry. I'll try to keep you entertained as I can, but this might be a marathon until we get up, because that way we can talk and do stuff, because otherwise it's boring as heck because we have nothing. 2 p.m. That's just crazy. I don't know. Maybe they're padding it. I heard about that. NA had a chance to prep. We did have a chance to prep, but here's the reality. No one was in the office. They were off in Germany, I think, or on their way to Germany to do a conference there. And so no one was in the office. No one was there for damage control. No one was there for communication. It took 3 days for them to even tell EU what happened and that they were going to fix it. And the fact that we made it without a scratch was luck, because nobody was there fixing it for us before we did our flip. It was just that ours didn't have as much of a problem with it as EU did. Our server didn't have as much of a problem as EU did because they just simply have more players and less of a strong database, computer rather, server. So basically, like, we just got lucky. It could have happened to us because no one was in the office to fix it. They admitted that later. Why on a Sunday night, when you know that you're putting in something new that has never been tried before, you have no one in the office, you have no one on call, you have no one able to go in and at least do damage control? So I'm ashamed of them. I'm pissed at them and I'm ashamed at them, and they can do better. And they should do better. Sick. All right. I'll keep talking to you guys as long as you want, but I'll show you things too. This is Inojajo. This is their Domus Frasticus. And I think that what I liked about this is another glowy garden that's not overdone. They also have a waterfall up there. I thought it was pretty. It was tried on PTA, but the flip happened the same time as live, though. Who would be there to test it? Oh, it was also tested on PTS prior to that, and there were 13 pages of complaints. Yes, Fosman. Never do anything unless you plan to be around for a while. You're absolutely right. I thought it was the most shameful thing they did, and there were a lot of shameful things they did. But the most shameful was not having anyone there, not even on call. That was the biggest shame, and they shouldn't be let off the hook for that. The second biggest is not telling anyone what happened for 3 days. And I'd say the third is that what I'm going to say, which is that a lot of our guild leaders were on the PTS, the player test server, and they were testing the flip thing that you're talking about, Bolox. And I like your name, by the way. I just figured it out. Ixie92. EU has always had problems since they moved the server to Germany. Yeah. What did it do was give so many smaller guilds a pop? No, it did more than that. What had happened is that some of those, some big people got their, like, let's say you're in a big guild and you got your bid and you won your vendor. And then it had this break where it didn't show that you won your vendor and anyone else could hire it. So all of these other smaller maybe guilds go and grab it. And then you don't get your money back. And, oh, I'm sure. You don't get your money back. The tiny guild has this trader for the week, which, fine, great. But the point is that you're out that money. And then anybody who didn't win their trader got 7 to 10 times back the money that they originally bid. So say you're bidding 20 million on a spot, which is not unusual for a good spot. You got that 7 to 10 times back. I mean, it was insane what went wrong. So it's like maybe if they hadn't awarded the big guilds, because then the big guilds couldn't even retain a second trader because the computer thought that they had a trader. I mean, there was so much that went wrong that I don't think we can underplay just how much went wrong. And yeah, Ixie, I don't know why. I've been just told that the server load is just tremendous and they have so many shards starting up of different instances, and it's just like, I don't know. They need to fix this stuff. This is Moudi again. Freestanding. This is Cold Harbor, so nothing was here. This is completely built from scratch. Ground up. It takes some serious talent to be able to build this. These are all Eleanori, basically pieces. There are some that are curved, like you can see the curved turret on the left. But for the most part, these are just fences and walls put together in a really beautiful way. I am so glad I have these screenshots for you folks, because otherwise we would all be stuck. I just figure as long as I can, I'll keep you guys entertained. Thanks, Infamous. Yeah, this is Moudi. I didn't know anything about Moudi until I started going back through uh, J Heart's old streams on YouTube so that I could make a list of everybody who actually had a house shown. And I did that for the first like 20, and then I started my stream and I was like, this is too much work for me to do that, do my job, and take a class, because I'm taking a writing class. So I just couldn't keep it up. But anyway, this is beautiful. I love the stairs. The stairs were not easy to do. Those stairs are a pain in the butt to deal with, to line up properly, because they're not shaped right and they don't quite line up. They're not, I think they flare at the bottom. So if you want something that's even, it's really kind of hard to do. You have to hide parts of it. It's a nightmare. But that's why, as a technical thing, I appreciate this. Certainly it's beautiful, but as a technical thing, having built something from scratch myself, I appreciate this. Eekschnerf. I don't even know how to spell this, but this is EU, I'm pretty sure. This is interior of a Cold Harbor estate freestanding. Now, I know what that is. That's a crown thing. Is this a thing you can get on the Crown store? I've never seen this before. Or is this cobbled? I think the only person who might have the answer to that who's on right now is Swankery, but I have never seen this before. I know the inside are Tanzelwell crystals, but I mean, it looks like one of those torture devices, right? That we can get, but it's too curly and pretty. I don't think it was intended to be used as a lamp. I think it was intended to be a torture device, but it's an alien cage. Thank you, Oblivion Switch. And it's a torture device, right? I mean, that's what I think. So, I don't know. I haven't seen this before anywhere, and that's why I took a picture of it, and I thought I'd ask you folks, because I really have no idea. Anyway. And I mean, I'm assuming it's Crown Store, because this is Crown Store up top. Okay, here we go. Our next one. Skylar Blue. What did I see here? Oh, this made it look like it was a well. See how the water is coming? She sunk a fountain into the rock, so it almost looks like a spring. I'm not sure. I've only seen them in the Crown Store. Not too many people use them. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where it's from. I haven't seen it before either. But I liked that this looks natural. This looks like a natural spring. Not only that, wouldn't you do your laundry by the natural spring if you lived back there, in those times? So they have their laundry out there and a bucket, another bucket. And then you can hardly see it, but they had laundry strung up here. So it all makes a lot of sense. And let's say you want to take a bath. You have to heat up the water. So they have wood and they have a fire. I don't know what you would put the water in, because these two things would go up in flames, but so close to being perfect in terms of thought. But I think all they need to do is just put some sort of wash bin or something there, otherwise it's perfection. This is Palms. I love Palms. Palms I steal so many ideas from. Palms is just the best. Palms built an entire freestanding building in Exercised, which you can do right on the water. So essentially, you can have a water view, a oceanfront view or marshfront view, if you build a freestanding thing and ignore the Exercise Coven house entirely. Just build up, and you've got an ocean view. Also, I love this lamp. So basically, what I'm recommending to you is, we have this coming up. You can get the Exercised coming up. If you do all of a certain number of achievements, you can buy it for the Halloween Witches Festival. Get it. I mean, it's essentially free. It's not very expensive once you do the achievements, and then you have a waterfront view if you build it, which you can very easily. Here we are, also Palms. This is also the Exercise Coven. Can you believe it? This is what they built. They built up and built a beautiful, like, here's the roof. Here's one. Okay, I don't know what those are called, but they're like an achievement. Those things, those metal things. I think they're an achievement I shall never get, but they are achievement vending. They built a bar over here. You can't really see it, but there's a bar and another bar. I guess they like their booze. And so this is just, stuck a huge tree back here, or combined many trees. Is that an Anchorman quote? I love lamp. Don't act like you're not impressed. Could be. San Diego. I'm not going to say what it means. So I think this is beautiful. This is so well done. I don't know how Palms does it. Almost all their houses are just winners. This is another one of that same house. They built a kitchen outside. So this is all just cabineting. This cabinetry is made from cargo boxes. This is like basically handmade cabinetry up and down. So like this whole thing is like, I would like an outside custom kitchen, and someone came in and did it and built an island and everything. So this is great. I wish I had this in my backyard, although I'd only be able to use it a couple months a year because I live in freaking Wisconsin. This is Dark Rapture 1313 again. This is their Grand Sijic. This is up to the right or to the left, I can't remember. And this is just a little outdoor, reminds me of one of those swim up bars that you see in like touristy spot pictures. You could really do a swim up bar in Sijic if you wanted to. Just don't do it over the slaughterfish. And here you go. It's a Kashkim. I think I know who that is. Thank you for the follow, Kashkim. So this is obviously the merchant behind there, and she has drinks out, but she also has this little Merkmeyer oven that she's clearly making bread in. And look at all the trees and the flowers. This is a trick that a lot of people use, and as somebody was saying to me that, it's nice to look at housing, but they appreciate that I actually explain how to do housing, because I am a builder. So it's not just walking around looking at things. It's also telling you how to do things. So I apologize if some of you aren't interested in that, but I need to talk about it. A friend playing Galaxies had an underground bunker he made into a forest. He was a Wookiee. It looks so good. I hear the housing to item space is very low in ESO. It's yes, it's a matter of opinion. I am a little more minimalistic than the average ESO builder bear, such that it is. So I've never really had a trouble with it, but a lot of people do. I couldn't imagine, like, we have a Moon Sugar Meadow now, which is literally a meadow, huge meadow. And that is like, it's just like, don't know how you could possibly use only 700 items, because you have to build something freestanding in order to have any structure on it at all. Thousands of plants, yeah. No, not possible. So 700 items at maximum. That's what you're stuck with. So Moon Sugar Meadow is next to impossible to do with only 700 items. It's crazy, guys. So this particular thing, you got to stretch stuff. Like here, this is not one piece of bread. These are 4 pieces of bread, but some of them are combined, like as a single furnishing item, so they don't all individually count. Like these oranges don't individually count. They're all one item. So we are asking for more things like this, more clutter like this, so that we can make things look more lived in, because they've utterly refused to give us any more slots, because they say that other people's computers, when they go in the houses, won't be able to handle it. I don't know. It just sounds like an excuse yet again. But I'm going to tell you how to do this. These are trees. These might be saplings, but these are definitely trees. And you can get them in Oradon at the furnishing vendor. And they just sunk them down. Now, a lot of times people will put them in roofs because you can't see from the outside. Obviously, you can't see from the outside that it has a tree coming out of it. And it's a beautiful way to incorporate pink in your build. And it's just, think about it, you know, because you can, this isn't the only tree that you can do this with, but it's one of the only trees with blooms that you can do this with. But consider doing that because it's basically an additional plant. And look at how much space it takes up. It's really helpful for trying to fill things out. This is Moon Mirth. This is Justice Plague. I took this picture because it illustrates something that I have been talking about, which is the opposite on the color wheel for flowers. They've got a yellow fabricant plant with blue cornflower, you know, those achievement things from Hughes Payne, in the middle of it. So the yellow and the blue make the colors pop. If they had gone orange, it would be even closer. But look at the color wheel. Just Google color wheel and see what colors rather, are on opposite sides of the color wheel, and use those two together and see what happens. It's really, it'll pop. It's beautiful. It'll draw the eye. Don't just stick one plant in a pot and be done. This is Daggerfall, Overlook, Catatonia. I'm trying to figure out what furnishing this is. I should have looked this up before I showed it to you, but I have no idea what furnishing that is. I'm guessing it's on its side. I'm guessing it's sunken in, but I have no idea what it is. It's a really good idea. Looking at lamps of different types and seeing how you could put them in different directions than they're intended, you can make all sorts of really eye-catching furnishings, because a lot of the best part of building is using things in unexpected ways so that it draws the eye and people are impressed. At least that's how you win in contests. Daleth. I included this because I like when people redo the architecture in a house. Now, this isn't really my taste. I mean, I don't necessarily think that this is for everyone, but it shows the idea, which is you can use these structural pieces, and I've seen other people do it maybe a little more cleanly. You can use structural pieces to redefine the architecture and make it more rounded. So I like that. That's Daleth. Kitten Sticks. What was it in this that I was looking at? I can't recall. Sorry, Kitten Sticks. I can't recall what I was looking at in this picture. Okay. El Claveth. El Claveth, and one day I want to show you their house. If we ever get back up online, I want to show you this house. Okay? They did a carnival. This is not like Research Monkey's beautiful bunny carnival. This is kind of a sick carnival because he uses a lot of those soulless things to stand in. Like, you can see one over here. He uses soulless so that they can run the different carnival booths. But this is brilliant. Look at this. Giant pearls as using it as candy cane, not candy cane. The puffy candy, cotton candy. Got it. See, I had to work through it, but I got it. Cotton candy. So he put that on a stick, and they look exactly like cotton candy, except the wrong color. But it's dead on, and I think it's so clever. It's shockingly clever. And these are just two carts stuck together, one side to the other. And then I don't know why Parari's there. I guess she's selling the stuff, but I love it. I love these. This is the same house. Whack-a-mole! And they used a mole! I love it! I'm sorry. It's horrible. It's so sick. These are just pie pans, you know, those pie display things, sunken in a little bit. And then this is a dwarven luxury item. It's just a big hammer. And And then they stuck an actual, I guess that's a badger, but it's supposed to be a mole. They stuck a mole pet in there, so you have to play whack-a-mole. I mean, it's funny to me. I love sick humor, and this is funny. This is still at Claveth. They built a Ferris wheel. Now, is it a Ferris wheel? My brain is, I have trouble. I think it's a Ferris wheel. That's what it's called, I mean. And then this whole piece works. This whole piece on the side is moving gears, so it looks like it's moving. And then they used beds as little cars to go up into the wheel. Now, this part does not turn, but this part goes. If they could get this to turn, they could probably use Essential Housing Tools, which is an add-on, to animate it and make it go. But the owner would have to be there in order to do it. And then these are the Vardenfell achievements. It's just amazing. I think that they did a really good job. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? It's so technical. They had to build every one of these lines. I don't know what they used, just a regular pole, I think. And then they individually built that out. And the measurement, this is before EHT. So this person had to do this by hand, and look how perfect it is to do it by hand. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is Claveth, and one day I will show you, if we ever get up again, I will show you this. This is also the same house. Yeah, I know. Without EHT, it's crazy infamous. This is a swings. Those swings, I don't know if everybody has ever encountered these things, because they were really popular. There was a swing in where I grew up at the local, Sal would know this, Adventureland. Yeah, these are the best. And they used the elven thrones, and they put them at an angle so that it looks like it's in motion right now, which is great. This is not moving though. Maybe, later they could add it, but this doesn't move. It just stands still. Now, what you can see in the background, that's the track for the roller coaster. The roller coaster goes all the way around this house, and you can actually run on it. And if you're in first person, it almost feels like you're on a roller coaster. It's kind of crazy. Oh, this this stupid thing was my entry. Actually, it didn't look like that. Let me get the final version. I think that's the final version. I wish they used Elven Thrones in Adventureland, but they didn't. This was my entry into the Build a Pumpkin contest. It's terrible, isn't it? But I wanted to come up with, I want to see if this is the final version. Okay, now I finally got it with everything in here. I think Keely O'Reilly is the person who told me to put these in there, these little plaques, to make it look like, Moses. 10 Commandments, right? Sick. Yeah, this was a pumpkin contest, and everybody had to do their pumpkin. You could only use one pumpkin, and you had to decorate it to make it look Halloween-y, I guess. And I picked an angel. And although these things aren't supposed to count, like the harp and this stuff, it doesn't count. It's only the stuff that's attached to a pumpkin that can count. I thought it added a little something. That's a trophy behind, and the reason why there's a trophy behind it, there's the halo, infamous. See, that's all he was missing. It's just a plate in EHT that I put over his head. And it really, honestly, if I don't intend to win with this isn't gonna win. So, I mean, you saw the creativity. And that yesterday, it was just intense. People did amazing jobs. So I told them just to skip it and not worry about the halo. But that's what it was supposed to look like. And I made the pumpkin face is just ivory, and then a cup is the smile, and then the eyes are just spindles. The hardest part were the wings. I had to try so hard to fiddle, and it's still not perfect, but I had to fiddle in order to get my wings to look like wings and not show what they really are, which is dead hanging geese. They're basically in the game luxury items, dead hanging geese that you can put in a kitchen, so it looks like you've shot some game and you put it in the kitchen. So, but the problem is that they're like this. They have a dead bird over here, a dead bird over here, over here, over here. At least that's how the wings go. So anywhere you put it, there's this like V coming out, and it looks like double wings. So that's why the plaque is behind it, is to cover as much as I could of that and cover the dead heads, because I didn't want, it kind of ruins the illusion of an angel if it has dead geese. So this is what my pumpkin was supposed to look like. I don't really care that it didn't. That's fine. I was just taking pretty pictures here, so you can ignore this. Oh, this was a fun picture. I was actually, let me see what Pear says. I didn't have time to do one, but I had the idea to build a scene of a baker chopping up a pumpkin and two other pumpkins screaming in horror at a pie. Pear, I wish you had done that. That would have been hilarious. There were a couple of really sick ones, but I think I like that idea a lot. So I was out doing surveys and, collecting stuff on the beach. This is a better picture. When all of a sudden, this giant dragon comes in and stands over Daggerfall. And this would be a better picture if I didn't have my UI in it, but I honestly didn't expect it because there's no dragons outside, or there were no dragons outside of Elsewhere. I hadn't been following the updates. I didn't realize that they were coming. And this dragon comes down in Daggerfall and goes right over your heads, basically, and then back up. And so I'm like, oh my god, it's a dragon. Oh my god. And I tried grabbing as many screenshots as I could, but this is the only one that really came out good. It's, that is Daggerfall, and this is me on the beach outside of it looking up. I apologize, my cat is moving, and I just let him because he's sickly. Go on, bud. You can open the door, you know how. Let me see if you do it. Go on. Are you afraid to? You can do it. Here, let me help. Excuse me. There you go, bud. Anyway, he's an elder kitty. Actually, he's only 12, but he's a Maine Coon. That's why he's so huge. And unfortunately, he's dying. I lost his brother Sherman in February to heart failure, and they were brothers, so obviously they both have similar health issues. Grant, yes, I named them Sherman and Grant. Grant was diagnosed with heart failure also just recently, and he's got a worse kind than his brother did, and yet he was supposed to be dead 2 months ago. He's still hanging on. We give him pills multiple times a day, multiple pills, and he's very swollen, and we do everything we can, but he's my baby. He is my baby boy. His brother was more my husband's cat. So this guy, when I lose him, I'm going to be a freaking lunatic, and I apologize, and I probably won't stream when that happens. But I don't have kids. These are my babies. Let me see what Fazaman said. My first pet in WoW was a Maine Coon. That is until they censored the second word and eventually renamed him to a Silver Tabby. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm looking to see if there were any updates, but I don't see any, guys. I don't think that they have an update for us. Sorry. I think we're going to end up being down for a while, so I'll try to keep you company. So we've got, let me make sure that I'm looking at the proper thing. Then I go around in ESO and I take beautiful pictures because I'm in a guild called Divine Design Alliance, and we take screenshots and we have contests. So different themes for the contest. And this one just struck me as just such a beautiful scene. The interesting thing about photography in ESO is that it has the same, and Sal would appreciate this, it has the same rules in play as does actual photography, in that framing is important framing a shot is important. Having things offset a certain way is important. And I think that I really like catching photos that are, properly framed. So this was just elsewhere, northern elsewhere, and I was there at sunrise, and I thought it was beautiful, and I took this picture. I have a bunch of pretty pictures that I can show you at some point. This one is a little bit off. I don't think this looks as good. This is Greekvamp, who's brilliant. Go to every one of his homes, honestly. He's brilliant. And he built, I don't know if it's supposed to be rule of thirds. Yes. You know photography. You're a talented, talented photographer. This game is beautiful, and I'll show you some pictures afterwards. Actually, you know what? I'll show you now, and then we'll go back to this. Hold on. There's going to be showing nothing for the moment, but I have an entire folder of my photography in game, and we have the time, so we might as well, right? Pretty, I called it. Here we go. This is my photography. I started out really bad. Hello, XGC Shadow. Nice to see you. I'm trying to keep us all busy and happy while the server is down since we can't play. I thought I'd show you some screenshots. Right now I'm showing you screenshots of beautiful places in the game. And I started out really bad, so you'll have to forgive me. This is just Grand Topol. And then this is also Grand Topol. This is actually what it's supposed to look like. You prefer to think of it as not completely sucking and throwing out all the bad ones. Isn't that what it is? Isn't that what photography really is? So this is also Grand Topol. Grand Topol has amazing sunsets. So if you choose to, you can really take advantage of them by putting fabricant trees, because fabricant trees are supposedly what? Not copper, brass. So they're supposedly brass. So the colors it just glows. But I eventually got to be a little better. This was my costume for a while in game. I went as an angel, and I was pretty proud of it. But I eventually changed it. This is me standing next to a guy who has the same thing but in all black, if you can see it. Okay, this is no longer in the game. It's completely gone. It was Red Munga's work. He is the GM of Black Dragon Apothecary, who I'm still friends with, even though I'm no longer in the guild, because I wanted to join more of a building guild, and so I dropped this one. And he built a dolmen. Look at this. This is an actual built by hand dolmen before there was EHT. He used those Daedric chains, just regular rocks. I think that portal in the middle is the Daedric portal, but I'm not certain. It's all certainly lit up by one of those crystals. Can't think of the name of them. And shaped beautifully to look like a dolmen. And he's even got, dead people down here. They're going to get sucked up in the dolmen. And I just think it's so beautiful. And actually, he destroyed it because he made a better one, he said. But I haven't seen that one, so I saved this, and I thought this was just astounding. This is where I learned, this is also Red Munga. This is where I learned you can go all the way up to the top of Telgalen. Cat's back. Sorry, guys. You're going to wiggle a little. Lay down, baby. Lay down and feel better. You can go all the way to the top of Telgalen. And I didn't know that. And he has, just wood paneling. I suspect this is still up, and you could probably go to it if you use Port-to-Friend or the hub in EHT. It's Red Munga. And you can see how far up you can go, and you can also see the beautiful view, which is stunning. This is what gave me my ideas to build up in Telgalen. I never build in Telgalen because, you're inside a mushroom. Look at this view. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of this incredible view? So if you get Telgalen, if you're so lucky as to be able to get it, hold on a second. had to message somebody about something. Tell me if you see that stuff like popping up. I really hope you don't. All right, so this is kind of, I took this picture because I was just kind of astounded at how pretty she was. Most Khajiit are not that pretty. I really like what they did with her. This is an NPC even. This isn't a player. I wish we could have this kind of hair and this kind of jewelry, and I think she's beautiful. Okay, this is Wubin. Wubin is insane. Wubin created some of the most beautiful builds I've ever seen. This is his, I believe, his Amaya. The idea was, I think they had to build a train. And so what he did is he built a portal. Obviously, this stuff is going through a portal. And he filled every single one of these carts with different types of things. This is the mushroom cart, and see the mushrooms are spelling out. This one has cats in it. Look at the way that he has the lanterns. They show movement because of the fact that actually they show movement out. So it looks like this is coming out of the portal, not going in. That's my bad. So it's really good that he put the lanterns like that because it shows direction. This one is all just pipes and whatnot. This one's paintings. I have another photo of this. But this was just a stunning piece of work. Somebody's carrying one of the great big statues. This is all carpeting, whatnot. And it goes all the way down to the ground. And it's beautiful. Actually, this may be Telgalen. It's one of the two. It has to be Telgalen because of the dock. So anyway, he is never removing this. So if you want to go to see it, it's Wubeben. And he is one of the most talented builders I've ever known of. And I fell in love with this build because it's so creative. And it's so beautiful. And it's such an action piece. There was a great jumping, climbing contest I saw at someone's house. Looks like one of them. That's a good idea. Have somebody do a, like a Mario type thing, jumps. That could be a good contest. In fact, I may mention that to J Hart, so thank you for the idea. This is just the view from Princely Dawnlight, which I thought was beautiful. This is me in the middle of the alchemy quest in Somerset. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there are some surprises in it. Parkour build-off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it, man. I think I'm going to do that as my first contest, because I can't do them, but J Hart can do them, so I might just supervise the contest and then let him be the guinea pig. So during the quest, they give you a mask, and at this point, I had turned my angel costume black, so I guess I was a fallen angel at this point. And this is just a pearlescent mask they give you during the quest. You lose it, you don't get to keep it, but I thought it looked so cool. I took pictures of it. This is, hold on, I want to make sure you're seeing the important bits. This is a fabric and tree inside someone's ebon heart. Shoot, I can't tell you who. I don't have that information. I apologize. That's probably why I moved it out of. Yeah, I don't know whose it is. But they use those lanterns, the paper lanterns from Vardenfell on the trees. Now, I stole this idea in a way. I used it on a regular summer tree at the top of my build in Amaya. Yeah, Amaya. But not as many. It didn't look exactly the same, whatever. But here's the thing I want to say about it. Not only does this idea of using the lanterns on trees really, really work, putting trees in a larger house like this really works too. Now, the only difference I would do is if it were me, I would have put like a planter around it and then put some plants in there to cover up where it meets the ground. And then it would have looked like you actually intended to have a tree growing inside the house. And I think that if you do that, you can take up a lot of space with minimal items. Plus, you can make a beautiful centerpiece like this. And I'm a sucker for lighting. Lighting is perhaps my favorite part of this game. I always pay attention to lighting. You'll probably see behind me, I have a green light, blue light. Karen, words are good. I have a blue light, and then if you can see it, I don't know if you can. Try to move over for you. I have a pink light. It's a giant salt light. I'm going to be adding more lights as time goes by because I'm such a sucker for them. I really enjoy them. Okay. Sorry, guys, if I'm babbly. I mean, we have a lot of time, so what the hell else are we going to do? We might as well. This is me when I decided to go all blue. So I have all blue everything. It's a bigger picture, different hair. My Sijic guy out. I've shown you that. This is, okay, I stole this idea. This is, I think, also another Devil Doggette house. I could be wrong. But I really love when people put wedding lamps in the water. This is Hundings. There's just something so romantic and beautiful about it. You add to it, you have, not Mara, I'm going to say it again, Debella. You have Debella here. And then you have the beautiful trees. Now, let's be honest. Hunding's climate does not really suggest that this could actually happen with those trees. But who cares? You know, if you want to make it pretend like this climate works, then do it. A paper lantern in the tree helps light up the colors. So there you go. It's beautiful. And it provides gorgeous photos, too. This picture I took just because I think this is the Taesi style, but it looks like he's got a symbol on his head. And I just want, you know, looks funny. This is the view from Pariah's Pinnacle. Excuse me if you hear the truck outside. There is a truck coming. What you can't tell from this is that this is like fog. The fog swirls and goes down the mountainside while you're watching. So it's like there's movement. There's beautiful movement. This is me when I went steampunk. Sometimes I take pictures of my characters for fun, for poops and giggles. Whose house is this? Once again, I fail. This is someone's Sijic. And they took, I think that's Vermina. I could be wrong. But they took Vermina and they put her between some green plants. And they have purpley lighting, but they also have behind it green lighting. Glad you did take so many now, eh? Oh, I have so many more. What I've done since is I've started now to keep a log. I have actually a spreadsheet of all the houses. I'm checking to see if it's up on for you guys yet. I know it's not supposed to be. I will say that the patch notes are up, but I don't think anything else is. But I will check right now. Server status. Nope, everything's down. Well, I mean, you know, PTS is up. PS4, Xbox, EU and NA, and PS4 NA are all up. It's just, you know, PC, EU, and PC and NA are still down. So, yeah, now I have a spreadsheet of homes with keywords. And I'm much more diligent about recording whose homes are whose because I get embarrassed that I didn't do that in the beginning. Tell me I recorded whose house this is. What a sin. This is Cold Harbor again. They made not the necropolis, what is the word? The Italian structure in Rome where the gladiators used to be. If any of you can think of the word, I've gotten to the point where in Colosseum, thank you so much. They rebuilt the Colosseum. And I loved it. It's beautiful. I mean, they did a Coliseum. I guess it's not the Coliseum because the Coliseum is actually broken in a piece and it's not exactly like this, but this is stunning. And they actually do have a spot inside for dueling or whatever you want to do. So I thought this was cool. Here's the interior. This is what I was talking about. You can go in here and you can duel, I guess, if you want. Thanks, Fosman. I forget words all the time. This is just the view from Hackveld. Um, isn't it beautiful, though? Like, I wish I could build something that would take advantage of this view from Hackveld. And I don't own it. Maybe I will one day, but I need an idea for things before I buy them. Okay, so this is just an example I put up for somebody. This was, this is just Vardenfell. This is just Vivec City. This is the center of one of the cantons. Cantons? I'm probably saying that wrong. And obviously, I do not care that I have a bounty. But what I wanted to show you guys is look at that detail. I mean, it's the mural. It's actually a mosaic with tile. And it's not really stained glass, but clear broken glass up there with the lines. And it's just beautiful. I mean, to stop and look up and realize that much detail went into a roof, it's pretty impressive. And what I'll show you in the next picture is, look at how the light comes down. That necro or thievery, this is really old. But if you see that window, and then here's what the window actually does to the ground, and this moves throughout the day like the sun moves. So as the light changes, that's what's so dynamic about this game, is that, and it's the same thing with Skyrim. Yeah, I know. I'm a naughty thief. The movement of the light is majestic, and it changes the way everything looks. And it's natural and beautiful, and I love it. I don't remember whose house this is. I deeply apologize. I should have written this all down, but this was back in the day when I didn't. I mean, it looks to me like a dragon. I suspect this is Devil Doggett, but I don't want to say that for sure. This could be someone else. Cold Harbor, built from scratch. I think they've since destroyed it and redone it. So this may have been a first draft of it, but heck, that looks pretty darn good to me. I don't know about you. Oh. Yeah. Oh, hey, Toronto. Nice to see you. I'm just trying to entertain everybody. I've been telling people that the correct pronoun for me is scumblade. It's abuse not to call me now that. No, sorry, dude. What I do is I say dude, he, she, and then if you correct me, well, normally, I would use they or whatever your preferred thing is. But I was raised at a time where, you know, we learned that the neutral was masculine. Thank you, Geek Me Out. I appreciate the follow, too. Nice streaming. Totally got your Charlotte's Web. I'm glad you did. A lot of people didn't. So I go back to the neutral, and I know I shouldn't, but I go to the neutral male by reflexively, and so I'll correct it if you correct me. Other than scumblade, I'm not going to say that. Not repeatedly, anyway. So this is Alala's house. And what I liked about this house is not just did they combine two colors of plants, but this may get a little boring because I'm trying to keep y'all busy while we don't have a server up, but I have lots of pictures, and so I'll bore you. So here's what they did. They took those Christmas wreaths that you get, or New Life wreaths that you get from the New Life set, and instead of putting them up on the wall, they laid them down in those alcoves in Sijic, and then put a Dress lamp in the middle. Now, Dress lamps are usually really... Oh, I'm not going to play WoW Classic. I'm just going to do this, man. Oh, you're watching me and playing WoW Classic. All right, cool. Whatever keeps you happy, man. You know I love you. I'd show off another one of your houses, but I can't. So anyway, dress lamps. Let's talk about dress lamps. They're super pretty. Offense offends me. It's your usual retort. Okay, well, sorry. Um, we've got. I don't know why that's not updating. Got done with 3 hours of budget work this morning and cleaning up after the 9 girls. That doesn't seem to go together. I don't know. Anyway, dress lamps. They're amazing structurally. They're shit for light. Ooh, I'm not supposed to say that, but they're poop for lighting. They're not good lighting. They're very dim. This looks bright because it's in this little alcove, but the lighting is barely a trickle of gray. So my suggestion for you is use them as accents like this. Don't use them for lighting. They're garbage. Sorry, but it's true. Okay, this is a house I want to show you eventually, but this is Snow Fairy Wings. She did... Oh my god. What's that movie? I never saw it. But it was that one that was like so advanced and they did all of the... and it was all these alien people on an island. And it was like in the last 10 or 15 years. Avatar! Thank you. This is Avatar. She did that. She built this to be Avatar. All of these floating islands. And this is one of my favorite things ever. She did this in Sijek over the water. Now, not only does she have animals out there on these floating islands, but she also has waterfalls. So there's waterfalls falling down off of the sides of the mountains, right? On these islands. I just think it's beautiful. She did a really amazing job. I think she won a contest for this one. Snow Fairy Wings is really talented. You were going to do something similar with floating islands in Moon Sugar Meadow. That's cool. Yeah, do it. This is a picture of something that used to be at my Telgalen. I built this. It's gone now. I redid Telgalen for another build, but I have this saved in Essential Housing Tools, so should I want to go back to it and have it rebuilt, all I have to do is press a button, and I can rebuild it. So that's my dock. I just thought it was really pretty. This is the view also from Telgalen. I don't know if you guys know, but Telgalen essentially is one of those towers with the mushrooms in it. You know, I never noticed it before, but that's almost like a real tower with just a mushroom growing around it. I wonder if that's how they grow them. I should know this, but I don't. That's interesting. This is one of my homes too. This is a house that I really liked. This is Dawn Shadow. What I liked about this picture is not only the ginkgo trees, which are my favorite to do a serene look, but you can hardly tell, but there's a ton of Khajiit lanterns hanging from the trees, and they have movement, like they're animated, so it's like these lanterns are just slightly moving, and they're beautiful. Yeah, I'm a big fan of plant life too. Did you ever see my Forsaken? Let me see what I've seen of yours. I have it closed. Hold on. Let me see. Tawantle. I think I only have 2 houses down for you thus far that I've seen that I remember seeing. Your Ample is the other one. I don't think I've seen your Forsaken, but I can go check it out if we ever get a game again. Because right now, who knows, right? Oh, an orc theme. Okay. That's good. I hate orcs. I built... My thing is an orc... I did an orc house too, but, I mean, I don't mind the design. The design is great of orc houses, but I don't like orcs themselves. I don't like playing them. I don't like the culture. It just doesn't work for me. But I do like their building style, so I'm not insulting your building style. I can go look. This picture, remember, these are my pretty pictures. So there's going to be a little bit of overlap with my houses if I end up showing you that. But this is my first real tremendous build in EHT. This is the it looks a lot different from this now. I've changed it a lot since then. But this was the colored isles. Um, I have layered water and sand. So it looks like, I don't know if he changed the textures, but when you used to walk through it, the water used to move and the sand used to kick up. So it works together. It's really pretty. And I always like to bring movement to my builds, so I have these Vardenfell things moving in the background. And then, you know, this is just an early draft of it, so you'll probably see more later. This is just a view outside of Vivec City rather, which I find myself taking pictures of all the time because it's just so beautiful. Right now, we're not really looking at just housing pictures. We're looking at pretty pictures. We'll get back to the housing pictures once I am done. Because, I mean, I figure we have a ton of time, so who cares if I'm talking about something else. And here's a close-up. This is Shimmerine. First time I saw those plants moving game, I spent ages trying to figure out what I could do with them. I can tell you a ton of things to do with them. Delphinia puts them in pots, and so they look like they have little arms sticking out, like an octopus sticking out of a cauldron. It's amazing. EU server's up. Thank you for the update. Let me see if the rest is up. I didn't think of building. Well, what did you think of then? What were you going to do then? With them. Yeah, NA's still down, EU is up. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go on EU. I have a list of EU houses I can show you. You still don't have a house. Come on, at least get the apartment. You don't have to do anything amazing with it when you first start, you know? Server EU. Me and everyone and their brother are all going to be logging in at the same time. Anyway, we'll talk about this until I get in. Yeah, no, you can't interact with them like that. They're just a furnishing. But this is Shimmerine. I took it from the water because I think Shimmerine is beautiful. And also, I was trying to build a floating castle at the time. And what I was looking at was the structure, the architectural structure that Eleanor does. And the best that I can tell you is they like flying buttresses and they like turrets. And, you know, you can't really do turrets all that well in the game. This is just a pretty picture. I thought it was pretty anyway. And then I got rid of the UI and so you could see it prettier. I mean, this is what I love about this game. Look how beautiful that is. I mean, especially with the light moving. This is Gold Coast. Also just a pretty picture because I loved it. This is, oh, look at this picture. Tell me this isn't amazing. This is from elsewhere, obviously. A sugar cane, moon sugar cane. And we have the windmill up there. And this woman just hanging out by the side of the water. I like to kill her because she's all alone and she's vulnerable. I could just stab her in the back and take her things. Isn't that sick? I'm a sick, horrible person. But here you go. You have a gorgeous, gorgeous view. And I suggest you take pictures. Okay, I have the game somewhat up. So let me see if I can turn off everything that I don't need right now to show you so that everything loads quickly when I go into different places. So we've got... Most important thing is the essential housing tools. Everything else can go away. Yeah, I can't do PvP. I suck at PvP, and I'm okay with that. Alright, I think I have everything I need. I hope so. Okay, I'm going to see if it loads. If it loads, then I'll flip over to that. This is also elsewhere. I just, you know, in the first week I was playing this game, I was just in love with the graphics. I mean, I still am, and I still stop and look at them and go, oh my God, this is incredible. But, you know, in the beginning, I took lots of pictures of it because I thought it was amazing. This is also elsewhere. And I framed it within the doorway to this temple. You can rob this temple pretty good. All right. Guess what? I'm in EU right now, so I can change us over. Let me open up my OBS from window capture to game capture. Look at us. We're in the game. Yay, yay. All right. Hopefully my hub works. What? Something's not working. All right. Why won't you run Mr. Essential Housing Tools? I need furniture catalog on. And furniture catalog, oh my God, won't go on without lib stub. This stuff is nightmare. I'm so tired of this. All right, lib stub. Why would I not have lib stub on? And it won't even let me turn it on from here. Let me log out. Yeah, they do. Let's go back to the screenshots until I figure this crap out. Let me just change this for you. All right. So, more pretty pictures. Oh, this isn't really pretty as much as it's funny. This is, you know, I don't know if you guys know this one, but, oh, you know what? Just be sure when you go in to play your game that you click the allow out of date add-ons, because whatever this update is, they disabled all of our add-ons, the older ones. So make sure that you click that when you're going in. So PSA, right? Can you guys let me know if NA goes up? I mean, I'll watch, but whatever. So this is just I was taking pictures of this because this is along the storyline, and I won't give it away, of Skooma Cat, which you should do if you have elsewhere. Do the Skooma Cat line because it's hilarious. And this is just something that I thought showed insanity, and I was trying to work on an insanity build at the time. So, you know, something that a crazy person would build. And, I mean, I don't mean to sound cruel or whatnot to people who have serious mental illness, but this is supposed to be like a funny crazy, not a drugs are bad. Yeah. This one too, drugs are bad. Same quest line, same hilarious, cheese stacked up with bottles. I mean, this shows real, like, craziness, and I love it. All right, my character's logging in again with, with my add-ons on, so I should be able to go visit the houses now that I told you about. What was it? Oh, this one's in a terrible position, but they also stacked books like that. Yeah. Here's another just gorgeous view of elsewhere. In fact, I think this is the loading screen. Cat, stop kicking my keyboard. As you can tell, I fell in love with the farm areas in EHT, not in EHT, listen to me, in ESO. I think that the farm areas are the most beautiful. What did I take this for? There was something I took that for. I don't know. Here's another one. This is right outside of Rimmen. They have this, I guess this is an aqueduct. I'm not really sure. I think it's the beginning of the aqueduct they have in the game. What faction are DC? I'm in, my main character is a Nord, so that answers that. But I don't really PvP at all because I'm so busy doing building and other stuff. And buying and selling. This is also in elsewhere. It's beautiful. Some add-ons already have updates. Yeah, I updated like 4 of them, but the point is though that always check that enable out-of-date add-ons. All right, I'm back in the game, so I'll switch over to the game. I mean, on EU. I'm not, okay, not NA. NA is not up yet. So what I want to do is show you one of Ananarch's houses, which J-Heart tends to show a lot of Anarch stuff because his stuff is just crazy good. But, I mean, if we're going in alphabetical order of houses on EU that I think are amazing, I actually should show you Agathones first. So we'll do that if it's still there. Agathone. Let's see if I can find it in the open house list, and that would solve problems. All right, which house? Humble Mud. Here we go. I wrote this one down. I said it had a second floor, which, as you know, Humble Mud does not have a second floor. And I also wrote down that there was a monster in here. So thank you for the follow, XGC. I'm sorry I'm not a PvPer. You know, I get angry when people kill me, and I'm not good. I mean, look at the name of my stream. I'm the streaming potato for a reason. You don't want me PvPing with you. You do not want me in a dungeon with you. You know? You want me to help you build, but you don't want me in PvP. Well, maybe you do, because you get lots of easy kills. I'm the streaming potato for a reason. I embrace my potato-ness. I really do. I embrace it. And you know, I have had some guildies who say, you know, in guild, they want to pick some people up for a guild run through HOF or one of those places, and they're like, no potatoes, please. And I'm like, I'm out. But I wouldn't want to do it anyway. It's like, for me, it would be like doing math homework. I hate it. Hate. And yet you played PvP. Wow, now you know why I always play PvE servers. Sal, I played PvP because Jarrett did. My ex-husband did. Because he insisted. So we go and play with his friends. And his friends were all PvPers. And honestly, his friends were jerks. I didn't PvP on WoW. What I did, I hid on WoW pretty often and tried to make sure that no one saw me and I didn't get eated. This is taking forever, but I'm sure that with the server just going up, I hope that it doesn't just disconnect me and say, haha, you can't go to this house. Sucks for you. No stream for you. Love PvP. We're all jerks. Absolutely. Good. It keeps you busy. It keeps you away from bothering me. Well, I mean, I like you in my stream, but, you know, you don't compete with me on buying things. I think they changed this slightly because these are those glowy Lux plants, but these ferns are new on the Lux vendor. So I think that they probably just stuck them in there. I think they look good. I like the colors. I think it's well done. So this is just the beginning of the house, which is really odd. It starts with the beginning of the house and then you go into the courtyard here. All right, so this is what I was talking about. This is an unusual build of Humble Mud. Now, Humble Mud you can build pretty high up. Here's all right, so there's a, I don't know which trophy this is from what dungeon it is, or a trial or something, but that's a really neat one. I'll never have it. And then they just did a cute little garden back here, but then they built a second floor, which is awesome. I am a huge fan of building second floors on houses that don't get second floors. So here we go. This is Humble Mud. Take a look. Take a look around at how beautiful it is from this view. You can enjoy the real view of Humble Mud from above. Oh, look, they put a temple up there. They even put an ancient temple in the mountains. How cool is that? Just a nice little second floor. I am a big fan of these candles, the ball candles, and then of course the lanterns are great. So this is a cool little place to just hang out. What I'm really surprised about is where's the skooma? Where's the skooma bubbler? You know? We're all gonna just sit around and drink a potion? No. We need a oh my god! Look at that. Tell me that's not adorable. Oh my god, it's a face. That's really cute. Aww. Oops. Did you intend this? Did you intend to kill me? So anyway, cute face. Oh my gosh, that was adorable. Okay, now we'll go to Ananarch. Let me cross this off. We'll go to Ananarch's Aldvalothi, if he still has it up. I think it's a he. You know, and J-Heart cannot stop gushing about Ananarch, and that's okay. I mean, which is it? Aldvalothi. Which is, it's fine, because some builders are just fantastic and deserve a little bit of extra attention, but starting out is okay too. You don't have to be perfect. Is it just me, or are they treating EU right now as a guinea pig by letting them go up first and seeing if they survive before they let NA go up? I feel like they do that all the time, but yet they have the worst server. So wouldn't you do it the other way around? I know they complain on the forums all the time that EU is the B stepchild, if you know what I mean, of you know, the servers, and they're right, because they seem to get treated the worst. Then again, they also, time-wise, they go through everything quicker than we do. All right, did I sign? I signed. Okay. So J-Heart has looked at this one, so I won't make it too crazy, but this is, believe it or not, this is a Maya. Oh no, Aldvalothi. So it doesn't look like it, does it? Now, what he does, and I think it's a he, and I apologize if it isn't, is he builds up a lot. So he uses a lot of stone to build a closed-in feeling, and then fills it out with mushrooms, with rocks, with plant life, and, you know, pets. Now, here's a suggestion for you, and I think this is important, and it's something you can learn from Ananarch. Don't always have to make this flowery. You don't always have to put flowers in something. You can make it look more natural. And I think that, you know, it's a style choice. If you want it to be all flowers, make it all flowers. But personally, I think it's nice to shake things up a little bit and make things sometimes a little bit more natural looking. Because not everybody has the time to do a huge garden. Crystals, well used. Okay, so we're inside the house now. My notes on this say, redid the entire front. We just saw that. Color scheme of trees, plants, and fruits and veggies. So, oh, I see what I'm talking about. This is all over here, like kind of orangey red, right? Ananarch apparently grouped by color. Still orangey red. I wonder, he must have closed off the rest of the house, maybe? Yeah, looks like he closed off the rest of the house. There was additional gardening, but is he at, he's at 396 out of 400. He does not own his own guild. J-Heart does not have his own guild on EU, but what you can do is send him a message. His name on EU is J-Heart Ellis, same as it is on NA, and you can ask him if he can get you an invite to whatever guild he's in, because I honestly don't know which guild he's in, because I don't spend enough time on EU. What I do on EU is I just go visit houses that otherwise, oh, Bayushi, I love you, Bayushi, I'm going to your house. I used to watch Mumbo Jumbo in Minecraft for his redstone genius. Many of the Minecraft builders I saw said similar things about breaking up space and patterns. Thank you! Much more obvious with Minecraft blocks, yeah. I mean, honestly, I've spent so much time doing all of this stuff that personally I feel like it's a sin for me to not show it to you. Bayushi is a friend of mine. And the truth of the matter is that no one does animation in this game like Bayushi. Bayushi #1. Let's hope I can get there. Oh, am I having problems? I'm not seeing an error pop. There we go. Bayushi uses essential housing tools, and I've never seen anyone do even close. Yeah, see, because I hit it too many times, it canceled it out. Sorry, guys. It's worth the wait, though. It's a beautiful home. Bayushi, I don't know how she does it. And it is a she. This one I know. She's a fabulous person. So supportive, so kind. And what she'll tell you about her animation is that she does it, she learned it the hard way. Like we all learn how to use EHG is just by doing. And I've seen her videos. This is not an animated house, so I can show it to you. Unfortunately, for animations, you have to have the person in the house for EHT for it to work. I'm wondering if Cardinal, since now he works for ZOS, is able to change that. Since this is his program, I wonder if he's going to be able to just build something into the code, if they'll allow him to. And then maybe animations could work even if the person isn't there. It's got to be possible. Anyway, so Bayushi, this was her first build that I ever saw. And this one inspired me and told me, hey, you can build out into that empty space in front of pariahs. And not only can you go out really far, you can go up really far. That depends on how big a can of worms that could open. I know, I don't want him to make any false moves. I don't want him to be, you know, getting himself in trouble. It's so important now that he toe the line because he's so new and they're trying to teach him. I just checked, guys, it's still down. And teach them. I plan on sitting in my house for your animation. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want him to push too much, but at the same time, like, I really want him to be able to make effect changes. All right. So here we are. But that's probably my greed, you know, in the end. This is Pariah's Pinnacle. And normally people build through here, which is blocked off. But not Bayushi. Bayushi made something stunning. She made a Japanese garden. Now, this is the walkway over the grand nothing. But this is like a very manicured garden. And I did get the idea of my pagoda that I did from this, but mine looks totally different because I used Kijiti tents on weird angles. I actually think hers looks better. She used those Redguard tents and she put them on angles. And I think she did use essential housing tools. So this isn't all placed by hand or anything. Housing limits are the biggest gripe I have, especially in halls in Rimmon. It's divided into sections we report through. Why can't we portion be 700 items? I agree with you. I've actually, you're not the first person to say that, and I've agreed with it every time because I think that's true. We should be able to do that. I don't have the other halls. I probably never will, but I feel for you guys. This is interesting. I wonder if this is like a graveyard and they have the incense burning. I never noticed this before. It's really pretty. Okay, so you can go inside this temple. Oh, what a great use of the chancel doors, right? Look at that. Oh, love it. So we're indoors inside the temple she built, which is perfectly clean lines, unlike mine. Beautiful. Sunken in the Redguard game table. That was Khajiit grave marker pile of stones. So it was a graveyard. Yep. This is all EU. This is Bayushi. And I always thought that was a female. I think that's a male Khajiit. And she went with a Japanese type theme. That's what she calls it. And she's, you know, obviously the maker. So, but I do see some Chinese elements. But that's okay because, you know, it's a video game. Who the hell cares? I guess you could sit by the waterfall if you wanted to. You know, I haven't really noticed all of these little tiny details before. So I'm glad I'm showing it to you. Also, is this a ninja? I would think that this is a ninja. Is Parari playing the part of a ninja? Because why else would she be up there, right? Oh, that's clever. Funny. This is that statue you can get from Achievement Vendor, but for some reason, it's holding a piece of cloth. Maybe it's the person is using it as a cloth hanger. Like as a coat holder or something. I can speak, you know. I can come up with words. They're not the right words, but I can come up with them. And obviously for a Japanese type build, you're going to want to go with petals, cherry blossoms. And here we go. We go up. Ooh, don't look down. So you go up. And this is amazing, isn't it? You're so high up. And it could go much further than this. I actually tested it with Magic Carpet, and though it's insane how tall you can go. You can almost go to the top of the mountain. It's great. So this is the second island. She has floating islands here. That's the Zen garden, and she's got butterflies, and it just looks really cool. I think what she did is she covered up all of the island itself with hedges. Hedges are really useful. And then the parts that she didn't, she put a lot of ivy on because that's what you always do. But check out that view. It's like from every angle, these are beautiful. You know, she did. And when she has the trees overarching like this with the petals dropping, it's beautiful. I saw someone writing a bone dragon in their home. Is that magic card? It has to be. Has to be Bollocks. I don't think you can, I mean, certainly if they're flying, because we don't have flying mounts. So that has to be. Here we go. Coming down here. Now, I think this is for martial arts. I think, don't you practice and hit these sticks by practicing? So obviously she made this. I don't know with what. I'm guessing axes or hatchets or something, and I don't know what the base is, but I think it's for practicing. Yes, hitting and moving. Thank you, Twantle. And this is, you take a break after you've practiced, I guess, and here's a tea ceremony type thing. Tea ceremony maybe, but it's got some stuff going on here that probably isn't very holy. You can kind of picture that some of the acolytes live here sometimes. Oh, a bathroom. Don't you always appreciate it when you find a bathroom? There's so few of them. Okay, and I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. I am the worst at this stuff. And here we go. Flying mounts is the only thing WoW has that's better. ESO full at the ground level, it would almost be a shame almost. Yeah. I remember when we got flying mounts. It was pretty intense. It was pretty awesome. And this is just a normal building area. So that is what Bayushi calls the other way, is the name of her build. It's not animated, but should you ever run into her, you should have her demonstrate her animated homes because they're sick. They're so amazing. So build out in pariahs. That's what you got to do. Build out in pariahs. I'm trying to check for you guys fairly often, and then I go and I do something stupid like misclick and open things up that I don't mean to. Server. We're still down. Shocking, I know. So let me see the next house I have marked off for you. I've got Dead Horse, Moon Sugar Meadow. Okay, let's go see that. Why not, right? Except for you people who like PvP. You can go do your PvP-ing watching if that's what you prefer. Oh, wait, I could just put it down here. Dead Horse. Okay, we want his Moon Sugar, his or her Moon Sugar Meadow. Now, Moon Sugar Meadow I've complained about before because it's really difficult to build properly in Moon Sugar because it's so spread out that usually when I go to one, I'm like overwhelmingly bored because you have to run in every direction to go and see if there is anything and, All right, you're welcome, and thanks for coming and watching me. I appreciate it, and for your chat. I appreciate that too. Have a good one. So as I was saying, Moon Sugar can be done very well, but Moon Sugar can also be done kind of not poorly, but spread out, and I think without a pathway that's indicated the way that you're supposed to go, people are going to get lost. not only lost, but they're going to get frustrated with the build. So this is what I'm talking about here, about a pathway. Now it's cute that there's this little heart here, but I don't, why am I going to build up in where? You mean in pariahs? Or do you mean in, I don't know what you mean, but I'll wait for you to answer. But also a lighted path is good. And here we go. It's a pathway. It's completely directs you where you're supposed to go. Now, I don't recommend you having to close off most of the meadow. I don't think you need to do that if you have a good path. You don't need to limit yourself. This person has 677 out of 700 items, and that may be part of the reason why they closed off part of it. Yeah, this is EU. And here we go. We have a little shop that they put on the side. I know a lot of people want to do these little tents because they seem to fit with the Khajiit theme because they're Khajiit tents. And that's great. Just keep them on the path so people can, know where the heck they're going. Here we have a cage with a kitty in it. Is that a kitty? I think that's a kitty. Yeah, that's a kitty. And then we have a fountain. And I'm going to check out the outside before we go inside. And then here we're just sitting in front of a fire and enjoying smoke. Honestly, I wouldn't have put the smoke here personally because the fire has I guess it could have smoke. I don't know. It's not my thing, but whatever. Here we go. That's a freestanding built. As you know, there's nothing in Moon Sugar. And what I liked about this is it's very simple. They built, here, what did I write? For death, horse. Well made. I wrote that it was well made. And I may be just referring, no, it's well made, holy crap. And I'll tell you why I say that. Is because they've got, except for here, they've got the wood lined up beautifully with these elsewhere walls. And, instead of just using stone on all the different walls, they used wood. And I think that's great. I am so sad that they don't have the Vivec couch on. There's something you can do with the Vivec couch. You can sit on it and it makes you go like this or something, like that. I don't know, one of those things, and it's really kind of neat. But with the pillow on it, you can't sit on it, and I can't show you it. Sorry, but yeah, it does make you go into a particular pose, and you have kitties. I love the way that the wood ceiling looks with the brick walls. It just looks natural, and actually really clean and pretty. And there's their kitchen. Kind of, this owner kind of likes to throw things around, isn't really too concerned about their kitchen. Here's the Vivec Bed. That's also Crown Store. I think it comes with the Vivec set, which I haven't seen since the first time it came through. Oh, here's a good idea. They took those hanging red guard pots and they put smoke in them. They put incense in them. Now, I like that, but I also have seen people put plants in them, and I think they look really good as hanging planters. But that's just me being particular. Okay, we're going exploring. Another one of those chancel doors, and there's a downstairs. And look at this. They handmade that. So this roof is brick, but it's curved. So it's like made the room this curved shape. I like it. It's interesting, and I don't know why they did it, but it's fascinating. I really like it. Treasure. This is a treasure room. This is obviously everything here wasn't here, so this is all newly made. And then here's your bathtub. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, just a purely beautifully built house. Little pigs hanging out here. I think I see something. I think that comes with the house, though. And here we are on the back patio over the water. And I guess it's also a dock. So I really love this house. Should I swim over there and see what's there? Because it seems like there's more, unless I'm gonna go where I'm not supposed to go. Ha ha. No, don't eat me. Oh, there is stuff over here. I don't think I explored any of this. Because I'm being sneaky now. You see that cage over there? I wonder what's in that cage. Well, we can maybe go over there. Oh no, is this the beginning part that yeah, it's the beginning. Oh man, I thought I found something new, but it's really just the beginning. But that cage is outside the building wall. That's interesting. They pushed it out there. I wonder why. Okay, so this is Dead Horse. They did this beautiful build for what I really suggest you do for Moon Sugar. Pathway. Stick to it. Do that. It's worth it. People will appreciate you for it. Okay, this one is a good Halloween one. Dumber. I don't want to say the name online because I think it's supposed to be naughty. So we're going to go to the Old Nasty Library. This is if I remember correctly, it's, I want to see if I got stuck on my, no, okay. So here we go, Black Vine Villa, which is a really small house. And if I remember correctly, this house has a second floor that they built because the house does not naturally come with a second floor. And this is a very small house. And I recommend if you're going to do a Halloween build, you might want to consider a small house because you can fit a lot of scare in a small space, and you can just have lots of layers of items, of creepy items, rather than having them, you know, over here is a, you know, a torture device, and then over here is something else, you know? You can actually put like maybe a torture device and then all of the bloody rags underneath it or whatever, and you can layer, and it looks really good. So this is the outside of this scary house. And I'm not signing guest journals because obviously I've already been here. Another graveyard. I went for spoopy, not really scary. Have we seen, is that your Halloween, your house you're telling me about? That you want me to go visit? Because I don't know that I've seen it yet. I want to know what people do for Halloween, but I don't want to blow it for them. So this house seems perfectly ordinary, doesn't it? Oh, okay. You know, you're inside. It looks perfectly safe, and there's nothing wrong with this house. But why is the ceiling so low? Huh. Wait a minute. Why are these in this particular shape? Can Karen actually get up there? I probably can't. Alright. Oh, is it naughty? You'll have to forgive me. I am not good at this stuff. This is what I was saying. Oh, I can't do it. I'm gonna get up there. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay. I'm confused. Which one is in the contest? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. You see why I say I'm a potato? This is why I say I'm a potato. If I'm just so bad at this. Ugh, almost had it. This is worth the wait, guys. This is worth it. I promise. I can't do it. Frick. Maybe I can look at it from that second one that I can get up on. Alright. So, no, I can't. I have to do this. I have to do this. Why does this guy do this? I can't do it. Anyway, it's a scary house. Because on the bottom floor here, you have, I can't jump. And you know what's funny? You know that movie, White Man Can't Jump? I'm a red guard. You'd think. Never mind. I can't do it. I apologize. I have arthritis. And it's really hard for me. Move away from the wall on the second one. You're getting hung up on the window. Okay. Trying, Sal. Ah! I made it. Let's see if I can make it. Okay, let's peek in, just in case I don't get to the top. This is what I really wanted to show you. Is look how creepy that is. They use the back of a plaque and stick it up against the wall, and then they put a live horse through it, and they used the creepy undead horse. Isn't that amazing? The idea for that, I think you can really use. Oh, I did it! Thank you, Sal. You totally helped. So yeah, this house on the bottom floor looked completely like there was nothing wrong with it. And then you come back here, and if you're not me, you can jump up all of these to get up here. And you can find, and I found this originally, so I must have somehow gotten up here the first time. But this is the idea that I think we all could take a lesson from, having a live animal poking through the wall. That looks really cool. These just come in the package, the Halloween package. And this is just where the creepy guy sleeps. I'm surprised they didn't put any creepy food in here. But yeah, that's all I was trying to show you, and it took forever because I'm a loser. Okay. So sorry, guys. Let me check on our server again. Up! We're up! All right. Yay! We're up, everybody! Go! Go online and NA and enjoy yourselves. So since I've had such a long stream, unplanned long stream to keep you guys busy and happy, I'm actually going to log and say goodbye, and get my writs done and whatnot. So I will see you all later, and thanks for watching me. You're the best. And let me see if I have anyone I can braid off to. Because if J Heart's going, I want you guys to go see him. Okay, pal. I want you guys to see K-Pow. K-Pow is crazy, but I love her. She is the best. If I can figure out how to get there. Creator dashboard. Alright, we're gonna raid off to K-Pow. Alright, guys, go watch her. She's funny. She's great. Talk to you guys later. And enjoy K-Pow.